after 9. Let me see if I can juggle some clocks. Are you ready? I just love telling time so much. Yay! I love clocks so much, but I get a little bit too excited. So Miss Kristen said that I have to go take a break and play with my clocks now. So she's gonna come teach you about clocks some more, okay? Bye! She is a little bit cuckoo for clocks. So let's talk more about clocks. It's probably in the morning sometimes when we do school. Right now, it's probably around maybe this time. Maybe. If you look at the clock, let's say the one on the microwave or on the stove, and see if it has a number. Does it have a number close to 8 or maybe a 7? It's probably in morning time, so it's probably around 8 o'clock. Let's pretend that it's 8 o'clock right now. This is what it looks like when the clock says 8 o'clock. This red hand is called the hour hand, and it tells you what hour we're in. And this long blue hand is called the minute hand. They won't always be red and blue, but there always will be a short hand and there always will be a long hand. So we're gonna call them the short hand and the long hand. Now, for right now, all you need to know is how to tell the time at the hour when it says o'clock, okay? So 1 minute later, it won't be 8 o'clock anymore. It will be 8:01, 1 more minute. And then all the way around to here will be 8:30. Yes, very good. Okay, and all the way around again. Look. Our shorthand moved all by himself. Why? Because we had 60, see that number 60? 60 whole minutes. And that meant that 1 hour passed by. It's not 8 o'clock anymore. It's 9 o'clock. On our clock, 60 minutes went by. Now, let's pretend like you started working on your reading stories at 9 o'clock, and it took you 1 hour. 1 hour is 60 minutes, going all the way around. 1 more hour would be what time? 10 o'clock. That's right. Very good. Okay, so if Miss Kristen said, I worked so hard on reading, and then an hour later after I was finished, I had a snack. It was at 10 o'clock. I had a snack. Now, after that, Miss Kristen says, 2 hours later, we're going to have lunch. It's 10 o'clock right now. What time are we going to have lunch? In 2 hours. 1 hour. Right? Now let's do 2. Ready? 2 hours. Look. There it is. He's hiding. Do you see him? It's 12 o'clock because 12 o'clock is 2 hours after 10. 10 plus 2. 10, 11, 12. That means that we're going to eat lunch at 12 o'clock. What if you don't have a clock? That's okay too. I'm going to put this clock down and I'm going to pick up my marker board. You might have a marker board like this at home, or just a plain piece of paper would be fine. Miss Kristen went ahead and drew a circle because it's going to stand for my clock. Now, at the top of the clock, I want to practice how to make a clock. At the top goes 12, okay? Because that's the last number going all the way around, okay? Now, the bottom goes 6, okay? That's halfway around. Then over here goes 3, and over here goes 9, Now we have all 4 corners filled in, okay? Now all we have to do is fill in the blanks, okay? So not starting at 12, but starting at 0. What comes after 0? 0, 1. So I'm gonna put it right there. Now what goes in between 1 and 3? 1, good, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what goes here? 8, 9, 10, 11, good, and 12. 12 is already there. Okay, so do they look the same? You tell me. Do they look the same? Yes. What are we missing? Yes, we're missing our hands. Very good. So those arrows or those hands, this is kind of like a little arrow, okay? That's what we call the hands, okay? You could think of it like this. If I was a clock, it'd be like, and my hands stand for the parts that point to the numbers, okay? So remember, we're gonna have one short hand and one long hand, okay? Now, we're only talking about o'clock, remember? So I'm gonna put a circle in the middle, teeny tiny little circle, and that's where we're gonna start for our hands. Now, we're gonna put a long hand going all the way up, and Miss Kristen's gonna ask you a question. Are you ready? Okay, what's this time? My short hand is pointing to this number. What time is it? Good, it's 4 o'clock, okay? And we would write that like this, 4 o'clock. Okay, good job. Did you see Miss Kristen? I touched my nose. Oh, I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna go real quick. I'm gonna blow my nose. And then I'm gonna wash my what? Hands. I'll be right back. I washed my hands, all clean. Thank you. Now, this time said 4 o'clock, okay? I'm going to erase my 4 and keep my 2 zeros because that stands for o'clock, okay? I'm gonna erase this arrow. And I'm gonna use my marker to make a new arrow. Are you ready? Now the clock time changed. Let's say it's time for dinner. It's this time. Ooh, you say, Miss Kristen, I don't know which one is which one. It's okay, look at the dot. Now which one is short? This one? No, that's not a short hand. This one? It's a short hand. Which one is the short hand pointing to? 6 o'clock. So we're gonna write it like this, 6 o'clock. Let's eat dinner at 6 o'clock. Did you draw your clock yet? I'm going to erase my shorthand and my number 6 one more time. This time I want you to do it, okay? This time I want you to think about, if Daddy or Mommy says it's time to go to bed at 8 o'clock, what would my clock look like then? My long hand would point up to the 12. So if you have one now that you already drew, go ahead and make sure that you have a long hand pointing up, 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 up to the 12. Okay? Did you do that? Good job. Okay, now 8 o'clock bedtime. What's the short hand going to point to? I just said it, you're right. 8 o'clock, 8. So I point my short hand to the 8. Now, do you know how to draw an arrow? Let's talk about that. It could be like this, and that's okay too, okay? Or you can draw 2 little lines coming back, watch. This way, this way. That means it's pointing. Now, you have to imagine it's pointing right to the middle. Ooh, it tickled him. Right to the middle of the 8, okay? If you put your arrow up here, that's wrong. It's gonna barely touch, no, not even that far. That would be wrong. It would be going like this and barely touching the 8, right? So how about if we put it down here and you say, Miss Kristen, it's pretty close. Almost, but not really. So if you have 8 o'clock, it needs to be with your shorthand pointing towards the middle. Yay, tickle, tickle, of that number. In this case, for 8 o'clock, it would be the 8. Now let's put our 8 right here. How do we make an 8? Circle on the top and circle on the bottom. Yeah. Woo! We practice clocks a lot. That's a really good job. Don't forget, there's more practice with games and songs all the way down at the bottom. If you push the click link, it will show you, and you can click those and practice even more and play some more games and sing some more songs, okay? But for right now, I think you deserve a high five. You did a really good job with clocks. High five.